Chapter 25. The doors to the police car were slammed shut. The two police officers were talking with the woman before she went inside again and left the two officers standing there on their own. It was the same police officers from before. It was no coincidence it was them. They had been the closest patrol when the alarm came in.
So now that we're alone,
The driver could barely keep herself from giggling.
what do you think? It's hysterical. Right? The whole time we were up there in the apartment, I was like, Tien, you have to be professional. Do not laugh. Do not laugh. I do not think that she appreciated that you started laughing as soon as you came into the apartment. Come on, you thought it was just as funny. But I was professional. Zen.
Creendell began to bubble with laughter. They went back to the car, where I had a big argument with Boris.
You're lucky.
The driver said as she sat down.
She agreed not to press any charges against you.
Thank you,
Boris said.
I can't believe how helpful you guys have been, especially since I called you a raging bitch.
Oh, will you shut up? I said to Boris. I can't believe how you have humiliated me.
I told you I was just trying to help. It was obvious you didn't know what to do, so I had to make something up, so you at least had the feeling you had somewhere to go. If it were not for me, you would probably still have been crying at the dump. At least now you were sitting in the back of a police car. You aren't accused of any crime.
Well, that isn't exactly your doing. Tell me, what would you have done if she had not agreed to drop all charges?
Then I would have, I don't know, she did, so what does it matter?
I just don't get how you could consciously lie to me. Can you please tell the police officers that I did not have anything to do with this? I did not know that it was not your apartment.
Sir Lanka wants to say that he did not have anything to do with this. He did...
No.
Sir Lanka had nothing to do with this,
Boris clarified melodramatically.
I tricked him into thinking that it was my apartment and said that he could borrow the fashion-torn jeans with the sewed-in thong and claimed my fiancé had worn the football jersey the first time he proposed to me.
Really?
Tien stifled a giggle and then tried to seem serious.
Tell me, what happened next?
Well, then Sir Lanka got jealous and tried to convince me that he had changed, you see. Sir Lanka and I used to be a trendy Bollywood couple until he started to be unfaithful with every fan that he could see because he simply could not say no.
Boris, I poked him in the side. You don't have to tell them that.
No, but it is really important. So this went on until he had cheated more than 100 times on me. I know,
Boris assured.
I should have dumped him long ago, but he kept saying, I don't get why you're so mad, it's just pointless sex. If you want, you can have sex with anyone, I wouldn't care the slightest about that. And then he continued to be unfaithful, until I couldn't take it anymore, and slept with a hot boy. He walked in on us, freaked out and broke up with me. Can you imagine?
Okay, that's enough, I said embarrassed and tried to open the door. Tien opened it from the dashboard and she came after me, got out on the other side.
Calm down. I'm sorry that we laughed. It was unprofessional, and we are sorry, okay? Okay.
Tien nodded.
Look, Sir Lanka, we have to leave now. There's been a shooting downtown, and we thought that we would show up a bit late because we don't really like to do all that messy work with the blood, but if we do not show up at all, it will be all like, oh, why didn't you show up? It's kind of like a birthday party for a friend you don't really like, but still feel obligated to attend. So you show up at the end, so that you at least can say that you were there. Well,
Tien got up.
Stay out of trouble, okay? Then we hopefully don't have to meet again.
Her hands were shaking. She had not been this scared since she went to the cinema and accidentally saw that horror movie.
Hey, we're waiting out here!
Someone pounded on the door.
I'm coming.
Siv exhaled.
Okay, you can do this. You can do this. If you get nervous, use that technique you learned and how to get friends and how to keep them. Okay, you can do this.
With shaky legs, Siv unlocked the bathroom door and went out into the room where the audience already was waiting impatiently. She'd hired 50 people so that she got a chance to practice her act in front of an audience.
Remember,
she said as she walked up on stage,
I want you to be honest. It applies particularly for the judges. I want your honest, sincere opinion. No one is helping me by lying to make me happy. I want you to judge me according to the same high standards as they judge people on just another talent show, okay? Good. All right. No, I should not already be standing on stage when I start,
she said and walked down from stage. Then she walked up again. She had not been able to get the judges from the actual show to come, but she had been able to find 3 lookalikes from a lookalike agency. Everything to make it as realistic as possible. There was the Milana Shannon look-alike, a Matthew Brooks look-alike, and a Holly Cole look-alike. They were sitting up front and were equipped with a buzzer with the instructions to press the buzzer if they did not like the performance. When they pressed the buzzer, a red X was shown in front of the judge. The majority of all the judges had to say yes, so if you got more than one X, it meant that you didn't get through to the next round. And that was everything you needed to know about the show. "Hi there," said the Matthew Brooks look-alike. He actually didn't really look like Matthew Brooks.
Hello.
"What's your name?"
Siv.
"Okay, Siv. So, what can you tell us about yourself?"
Well, I'm an alchemist. I have always known that I wanted to be an alchemist, ever since I was a little girl.
"And what is it that you like about it?"
I think it is the fact that I can always be myself. I never have to compromise.
"And what are you going to perform for us today?"
I'm going to recreate the famous Miller-Urey experiment from 1952, investigating abiogenesis.
"Okay, since we are not paid by the hour, can we just see it?"
Sure.
Siv walked over to her laboratory equipment that was way too big for her. Her heart was pounding.
So,
She started nervously.
I don't know how many people know about it, but almost all life is made up of amino acids.
All the judges almost simultaneously pressed their buttons, which made Siv look at them like, what the fuck?
Why did you press? I didn't even get a chance to start.
But we didn't have to see more.
Well, I did not tell you to judge before I even got a chance to start. How are you supposed to judge me if you have not seen my entire show from the beginning?
So they started over.
I don't know how many people know about it, but almost all life is made up from amino acids.
She paused, looking at the judges.
They are, so to say, the building blocks of life, and Stanley Miller and Harold Urey proved that amino acids could be created even through simple reagents. Present at Earth's primitive history, while Earth was bombarded by comets, asteroids, and volcanic eruptions were normal.
The Milana Shannon look-alike pressed her buzzer.
In the first flask we have water. It is supposed to represent the primordial ocean. When I turn on the burner,
The Holly Cole look-alike pressed down her buzzer with both hands.
the water will vaporize and rise into the second flask containing ammonia, water, methane, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. These gases were thought by Miller and Urey to simulate Earth's early atmosphere.
"Excuse me," the Matthew Brooks look-alike said. "How long is this going to take?"
But the introduction's almost finished, and then we can start the experiment. We'll probably get the first readable result by tomorrow.
And then the Matthew look-alike also hit his buzzer. He was booked for a bridal shower in Manchester later the same day and needed some time to pick up his stripper uniform. "Okay," he said, "since we're all on a tight schedule here, let's do this quickly. Ollie?"
That was terrible. I felt like I was taken back to the 80s when I had chemistry class, and I hated chemistry. I have to agree,
the Milana Shannon look-alike said.
the performance was rubbish. Well, that's your opinion. There are actually a lot of people out there who say that I am a great alchemist. This isn't whether you're a good alchemist or not. How can I say this? You can never give me back the time you have wasted. You could not possibly win this competition in a million billion years based on that performance. It was the most boring thing I have ever seen, seriously. But the experiment examines abiogenesis,
Siv said.
I've spent more than 10 years studying this. It's super fascinating.
"We don't even know what that is."
It's the process of how life arises from dead matter. Well, still, you're never going to win. Well,
Her voice broke.
when you say that I couldn't win this competition in a million billion years, I'm going to prove you're wrong. I'll win just another talent show. You will see. Maybe we should just vote, Matthew?
"No, but better next time, darling."
Milana? Absolutely not.
"Okay, Siv, so you got 3 no's. Thank you for coming."
You're joking, right?
"No. Look, I don't get why you're so mad. You're the one that told us to be honest."
Yes, but I didn't tell you to humiliate me in front of all these people.
Siv shrieked, ran into the bathroom, and locked the door. Everybody looked at each other. They could hear her crying from the bathroom.
That bitch is crazy.
Will we get our money now?
A guy said, leaning out so that people could see him.
I don't think so.
They waited for a while, but Siv refused to come out. They knocked on the door, but Siv just screamed,
Leave me lonely.
She of course meant to say leave me alone, but her English wasn't perfect. It was good, but not perfect. She mixed up the words sometimes. A British guy had tried to explain the difference between alone and lonely, but she was absolutely sure that she had read in a book that it was the other way around, so she did not believe him, and continued to use the words in the wrong way. No one is going to teach her about English, just because he is an Englishman. After nearly an hour, Siv finally dared to unlock the door, and was relieved that everyone had left. When she noticed one of the extras standing by her bed, he was reading her copy of How to Get Friends and How to Keep Them.
What are you still doing here?
She said, annoyed, and got the money she owed him.
Here.
Everyone else had already taken £100 and a little bit extra from her wallet.
Oh, I didn't stay here for the money.
What then?
I was actually wondering
He scratched his head.
if you wanted to grab a coffee with me sometime.
No, that's never going to happen.
She said.
Just go and leave me lonely.